regards, English literature has got its importance and profound references in terms of its reliable and salient usages. Students and learners need to understand this type of material in terms of practice and activities, so that they could be able to employ and initiate such things that are recommended. My topic is about the word genre and subgenre. The word genre is a category from the English language and English literature that needs such person to be highly qualified and highly recommended and highly reliable, so as to understand how to employ such sentences, words, phrases, to get an ideal context. Particularly when we talk about literature, that means you have to understand the structural devices, the sound devices, and the grammatical importance. That means syntax, semantics, pragmatics, semiotics, transformations, etc. These steps are really difficult unless they are mastered by you as learners and students. Let us go ahead in talking about genres. We have fiction, non-fiction, drama, poetry. These are genres as main types of the English literature, and it means a genre might be referred to what's called classification of English literary, or a type of an English literary term. These are important to be employed and developed by you as a user of the English language in terms of practice. But when we go profoundly and talk more frankly about the importance of the English literature, we have to understand the subgenres of all these main titles that have been stated earlier in my speech. When we talk about the word drama, we have to understand it has two types that are reliable in terms of creating humorous and interested joy for readers, listeners, audiences. That means this type of drama, it is called a comedy, which ends with happy ending, and that's why it is called a comedy, because it entertains, agitates, moves those who are watching and listening and hearing such episodes. But when we go to the other type, to the other side of the picture, we have got another type of drama. It is called tragedy. Tragedy means to talk about a gloomy, sad, and an unhappy situation that is witnessed by a person, a man, a society, an action, etc., an event. That's why it is called a sad ending. Moving on and creating up such a clear image of the subgenres, we got fiction. fiction means a short story that is used by a writer or a narrator who is a person with specific characteristics and potentials to present us text or context that must be accepted and highly recommended with standardized and colloquial languages. We have got science fiction. It's a kind of fiction that talks about a real issue and a silent topic that talks about facts and factual, that removes away what's called an imagery picture or an imagery speech or an imaginative thing. We have got also realistic fiction that is taken from the society or environment or family or a government, and we talk about these issues which are associated with specific topics. Let us talk about the phenomena of divorce and the climate change, etc. We have got reference fiction, and it is so difficult to be understood at first step, but it needs more elucidation and elaboration in ways of creating and innovating such topics that seduce and persuade audiences and readers in particular. That means we have a romantic fiction and thriller fiction. Here we have an opposite picture and idea about thrilling, that means fair but with facts. But romance, it means love with imagination, enjoyment, emotions, feelings, expression, and facial gestures, etc. So these are the elements that are subdivided from the main title of the word fiction, which is called subgenre. Subgenre. This is important to be understood. When we go ahead to get the third topic, third title, that is important to be highlighted by me as a speaker and an inventor for this important speech. It is called non-fictional, that is concentrated upon periodicals, non-fictions, and we have other types that are important and paramount in reality. And we have poetry with three types: lyric, dramatic, and narrative. So these must be used and must be understood. And I mean by the word used and understood, practice and reaction. When you react at a specific topic, that means you are having the ability at the moment, and you have been working, which means you are continual in learning and acquiring such skills and experience to be qualified and having such potentials to initiate such topics for the audiences. And that means you are mastering the English literature and at the same time you're writing. Thanks.